Texan Global School. Introduction to Geometry. Greek writers such as Aristotle attributed the origin of mathematics to the Egyptians due to the need to measure land and the construction of the pyramids. Herodotus said that King Sesostris divided the lands into quadrangular plots to be distributed among his subjects. In the 4th century before Christ, Pythagoras and his school transformed geometry into a theoretical science by elaborating the fundamentals of the 13 books called the Elements of Euclid. Other essential authors after Euclid were Archimedes with his works on the sphere and the cylinder, Apollonius of Pergamum with his conic sections, and Heron with the formula for calculating the area of a triangle as a function of its sides. Geometry is then the branch of mathematics that aims to study the properties of geometric shapes and figures, such as points, lines, angles, surfaces, and solids, and the measurement of their extension. Geometry is divided into plane geometry and solid geometry. We will analyze both branches. Plane geometry, or planimetry, deals with plane forms or figures. That is, those whose elements are all in the same plane. Many examples of plane geometry are found in our daily life. For example, straight and curved lines, like the ones we see on roads, the circle and circumference, as an area and perimeter respectively, can be seen in a ring buoy or safety and flotation devices. The square, as another element of the planimetry, can be found in the windows of our homes. And finally, we have the triangle, which is another flat figure resembling a tasty section of the pizza slice. The solid geometry, or stereometry, deals with the forms or figures whose elements are not in the same plane. There are also various applications of solids in our daily life. The cube is the first element of solid geometry. We can find its application as a dice. Can you think of any other cube-shaped examples? Maybe an ice cube, sugar cubes, or the Rubik cube. The sphere is another solid, which can be seen reflected in a soccer or basketball ball. Marbles and Christmas balls are more examples of this type of solids. The pyramids of Egypt mentioned before are examples of solid geometry applications used in architecture and engineering. Pyramids can have different bases: hexagonal, squared, etc. Finally, a conical volume is also a pyramid but with a circular base. We can find them in the ice cream cone or a funnel for various uses. We will analyze some general concepts of geometry. At the end, we will use the theory to analyze an example. The first concept is the point, as the minimum irreducible unit in geometry. The point is the limit of the lines that marks their ends or the intersection of several of them. The point has no dimensions, so it's said to be dimensionless. On the other hand, the line is the limit of the surfaces, which indicates their contour or perimeter. The lines have only one dimension. This dimension is called length. A third concept is that of the surface. A surface is the limit of the bodies, which determines their shape and separates them from the immediate space. Surfaces, such as those mentioned in plane geometry or planimetry, have two dimensions, length and width. Finally, a geometric body is any limited portion of space, whether or not it's occupied by matter. In geometric bodies, only the form is addressed, and the matter is abstracted. The bodies have three dimensions, which are length, width, and height. By using all these geometric concepts, we can see that the cube is a geometric body, its faces are surfaces, its edges are lines, and its vertices are points. Copyright 2021. All rights reserved to Texan Global School, LLC. www.texanglobalschool.com